Hi. Hi. Welcome to the Lele Times. I'm actress and singer Letha Joyner, but my friends call me Lele. Thank you for spending time with me and our special guest today. This person, is a great musician. Please welcome Ethan Aragon.
Whoa. Whoa, it took me all out. Hi.
Hi, Ethan.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you
So
for
excited. Of
joining us.
course.
So, Ethan, you're a great musician. You sing, you write, play guitar, and more. I hear that you're in a band with your boyfriend, which I
Yeah.
find really cool, mixing up two of the things you love, your significant other and music.
hmm
What has that been like?
Um, well, because we're very new, at least writing together with each other, and already committing to being in not only a relationship but in a band, it's a lot of like learning for sure. I really do learn so much more about the way he thinks and the way that he writes and how like what we want to hear from each other in our music. And it's always a lot of fun, but there's definitely a lot of learning to it. I like gain new aspects of songwriting that I even like take in for myself for sure.
Nice. Nice. Now, I also know that you have worked at a really cool and iconic place called the Troubadour, where many musical legends and icons have performed, like Lana Del Rey, Elton John, Nina Simone, and
Yeah.
others. Now,
hmm
I want to know, what has it been like knowing that where you've performed is also where other legends have performed and gained recognition as you're growing?
Yeah. So, um, I remember the first time I was offered to play the Troubadour with my friend Lily. We were so excited because like it was on our bucket list that we're gonna play together, and it was honestly an insane experience. And knowing that so many of like my music heroes are like have played there, or you know, or just that they just have played there,
Yeah.
is just so crazy because even like modern music heroes of mine are playing there, or like I'll follow them on Instagram or social media and I'll see them being like, I'm at the Troubadour on this day. And I'm like, I've played there. That's so crazy. Like we have been on the same stage at some point. Um, but it really makes me feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be because a lot of my heroes have been there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. So tell me, who are some musical artists that influence your sound?
Um, I think in terms of songwriting, definitely people like John Mayer, David Ryan Harris, um, just a lot of like songwriter stuff. I'm really into like old music as well. So I have a lot of Joni Mitchell like playing right now, so it's very much influencing my writing. But in terms of sound, I don't really know where it comes from. I feel like my sound is just whatever happens in my head, just goes onto the track.
Yeah.
Um, but I think if I had to name, it would definitely be um groups like Fleetwood Mac. They're my favorite band, so I feel like they're gonna show up in there somewhere. Um, Fleetwood Mac for sure. And I'm suddenly forgetting every artist that I like at all ever.
That's completely,
So, um,
that's so real, by the way.
yeah, Fleetwood Mac. Other songwriters like Gregory Alan Isakov. He's a really amazing songwriter, and he has like this kind of minimalistic approach to it that I really appreciate. Um, but I feel like a lot of what goes into my music is just from so many different areas of music in general. So it really is hard to name just a few.
Hmm. Cool. I so resonate with that as an actress and as a singer. It's
Mhm.
just coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, when did you fall in love with music?
Um, I've always been in love with music since I like was born, I guess. Um, and I think just listening to music all the time growing up was a big deal for me. It really got me into music. Like I remember my first big favorite artist when I was like very, very little, like maybe two or three, was like Michael Jackson.
Oh, I love
Michael Jackson for sure. And you know, Fleetwood Mac is my favorite band, but it's also because it's my mom's favorite band. So
it.
I grew up listening to Fleetwood Mac because of my mom. Um, and Yeah, they just happen to also be my favorite band.
Shout
Um,
out to
but
moms.
no, for real. But like playing music, I didn't ever think that I would be playing music, um, because I didn't like really show much of an interest for it, until I was like gifted out of the blue my first guitar by my uncle, um, and from there I'm like, well, I guess I gotta learn how to use this thing, and then I started writing my own music and learning to play the guitar and like learning all about the intricacies of music and like how things work and what chords are in the right key or whatever, you know?
Nice. I love that. Um, what is your process when it comes to making your music or music with Lily and other artists that you've
Mhm.
collaborated with?
Well, separate, I think writing for myself and writing with other people are two very separate things for me. Um, a lot of the time, um, for other artists, I will play more of like I'm more of like your guitarist, and if you tell me what you want to hear emotionally with, what I'm playing, then I will try to reciprocate that and bring that back. But in events or in cases like with Lily, we write the music and the lyrics together.
Mm.
Oftentimes she'll be like, "Can you play a chord that gives me like this kind of feeling?" And I'll give her this chord, or we'll kind of like play around in this key, um, and we'll both have lyrics to for each other. Um, Most of the time, she'll have a concept, and we'll both kind of go off of that and really explore the idea of the story that we're trying to tell, which is so much fun. I love writing with people so much because it's just another insight, another perspective on my usual process, which I've been doing for 4 years now, which is kind of crazy. I've only been writing for 4 years. Um,
Writing is great.
for myself, writing is a lot like a journal. I feel like a lot of the way I think and my experiences kind of go into um my music because I'm the worst at keeping journals. I can't keep a journal, but I know how to play my own songs. I know how to write songs. So, um, yeah, I mean, usually I use my music to kind of process and give myself closure for situations that I don't really know how to give myself closure for, or just to like look back and be like, I remember this and like I'm grateful for this kind of memory. Um, so yeah, music is it's just cool. I just love writing so much.
Yeah, music is a lot of fun. And like you said, it is really putting your heart out on the line and sharing your story and experiences.
100%.
Um, Everybody has different experiences and different stories to tell. And it is true that we are like putting our hearts out on the line for the world to see. What has that been like for you to really dig deep down and to share your story, even if you're like, ooh, do I want to share this experience? Do I want to share this emotion?
Yeah.
What has that been like for you?
Um, well, I haven't released too much music for me to feel the full scope of those kinds of emotions, but um, especially for my latest release, knowing that like that was a very, very, very real story for me to like kind of go on and put so much of my emotion and time and like just like so much of my heart into that song. Um, and like having a hearing people being like, wow, like your song really resonated with me and like I really um really I'm hearing the words you're saying and I've been through something like this too. Like just hearing people be like, you're not alone.
You're
Um,
holding space.
Basically holding space. Um, but yeah, for it really heals the part of me when I was like writing that song where I felt like I was the only person feeling this.
Mm,
Um,
I love
yeah, it's weirdly enough a dream come true to hear people say that about my music. Um, because it really is hard to feel not lonely when you're feeling lonely.
yeah.
Um, so yeah.
Yeah. Um, I love everything that you're saying right now. I kind of want to go a bit deeper into that. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Each song is a story. Which song would you say that you've written reflects you the most?
Oh man. I feel like because of songwriting, who I am has changed because I see things a little bit clearer after I've written a song. Here, let me pull out some lyrics really quick because I feel like there's so many different stages of who I was uh,
Yeah.
compared to who I am. There's a song I wrote in high school um, called Message to Myself or something. And like I wrote about like talking to myself in the future, 5 years from now or 5 years from then. I can't find it. We're gonna come back. Hold on. I'm almost there.
Everyone, he has music on Spotify. So go and check it out.
Come on.
Yes, it's under Ethan Aragon. Yes.
So 2022, 3 years ago,
hmm
March 2022, so almost 3 years ago, I wrote about uh, writing to myself in 5 years. And at this point, I was dealing with the end of like my first ever breakup and the divorce of my parents and like kind of going over like how the pandemic was like really like there for those 2 years and like how things are coming down at that point. Um, and it was in March, so basically right after 2 years of this all happening. Um, I was like really sad. I just like wasn't, my happy self. And a lot of these questions are really like morbid and you know,
It's a hard time for everyone.
it was a hard time. Like for this last stanza, I wrote, "Message to myself, is life worth living for? Now you're only 22. Should I wait for what's in store? Should I call it here or should I disappear?" You know?
Mm.
And I was really sad. Like I'm not exactly proud of the person I was back then, but seeing these lyrics and especially reading them to you now, like that's not who I am anymore, you know? Um, and let me see. If we're looking at stuff that I've written in the last year, which is far different. Like there's this song that I wrote about one of my favorite places in Oregon. It's called Lake Oswego. It's one like such a beautiful neighborhood. That's besides the point. There's a the bridge of the song. It goes, every time I think of here, I look back on my 20 years and see how far I've made it. I still haven't faced my fears, so if in time I've disappeared, or if in time I disappear, then I've gone back to the lake, right? And
Mhm.
it's kind of just, especially because my music takes on a little bit more symbolism uh nowadays because I think I know how to write a song a little better than I did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Um,
Mhm.
I feel a lot more proud of the person I am in that song than I was 3 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Really beautiful getting to know you and getting to hear about younger Ethan from
Mhm.
5 years ago during the pandemic and getting to see how much you've grown and you perform at the Troubadour and different places. That's kudos
Thank
to you, Ethan.
you. Thank you so much.
I have a question. You're
Yeah.
talking about a lake in that song. What
hmm
does that lake mean to you?
So Lake Oswego is a real lake in Oregon. It's just outside of Portland. Um, and it's during the pandemic, I would go to Lake Oswego, because just to get away from all the problems that was happening at home and just to like kind of clear my mind, get things off my head. And it was a like that place in specific was a very um like I just found a lot of peace there, and I was able to grow up a little bit more, being in tune with my thoughts, um, because there wasn't so much to focus on and stress about, you know. Um, but yeah, and now I really do want to go back just because it's been so long.
Well, when you go back, let me know. Maybe we can do like a car ride, a toy trip.
Heck yeah.
Um, do you have anything else in the works coming soon? I know you said that you had something drop recently soon. Would you like to share a little bit about
Um,
that and
yeah,
anything?
so my last song dropped a while ago actually. It was in October last year. Um, and that one is about the last person I dated before my boyfriend, my current boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he was a really good guy, but he ended up like ghosting me. Like we were like, oh, we should just be friends. I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. Um, and the whole point is like, and the whole point is like, what am I doing being your friend if what I'm here for is like someone to spend so much of my time with? Um,
Yeah.
so the hook of the song is like, maybe I. That's the title of the song. And the whole idea is like, because this is happening, maybe I will, just hands off. Maybe I will, remove myself from the situation because I'm clearly not what you want. Yeah. But as for new stuff, I am working on a couple new songs. There's a song I wrote in school last semester that I'm writing or not writing or producing and recording with a friend from school, which I'm very excited about because I usually produce all of my own music. Um,
Hmm.
but I'm doing it with or producing with another person is a whole new experience for me, and I'm very excited about that song because he's a talented producer and loves to play with imagery through sound. Um, and uh, that specific song that we're working on is about having an anxiety attack. And there's what feels like an anxiety attack to me could be something so different to somebody else or so relatable to somebody else. And I kind of want to, in that song, want to capture what it's like to have an anxiety attack through sound um, in that song. Um, So I'm very excited about that. I'm also working on a cover of Across the Universe by the Beatles that I would really like to release. I just don't know how to like justify releasing a cover yet, but I'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
We'll be here when you release it. Um, maybe hearing you talk about maybe I was like, ooh, that resonates. I'm being so for real. It really does resonate. I'm gonna have to listen to it again. Um, mm. So hearing you talk about this guy from your school that you're working with and about how great of a producer he sounds really exciting and really intriguing. I'm
Mhm.
really into learning more about that. Tell me some more later.
Okay.
But who are some musical artists that you would like to collaborate with?
Um, well, that's a hard question. I
There's so
think,
many different aspects to like think
yeah,
about.
100%. So I think in terms of big artists, I'd really love to work with there's this artist, his name is Abraham Alexander.
Mhm.
Um, he was actually just Oscar nominated for a song he wrote for Sing Sing with what's his name? I can't remember the actor. I can't remember his name. But
Coleman Domingo?
yes, yes. Um, I want to see that movie, but that song is incredible, and his first album is also insane. I would love to work with that guy. But as for a smaller artist, I would really love to work with this artist. Her name is Lakin Campo. Uh,
Mhm.
she is like the coolest songwriter, like that's like small, like an indie songwriter that I'm really enjoying right now.
Please. Um, I kind of want to ask you, what do you hope that your fans and listeners take away from your music?
Um, I think it's that um that they're not alone, you know? Everything that they feel, no matter how alone they feel, there's 8 billion people on this earth. I'm sure somebody has felt that same way. And that's what I love so much about art too, is that looking at a piece of art or hearing a piece of music or watch someone like dance their emotions, it's like they're expressing that they're feeling like this and that it's okay to feel this way. It's okay to be happy, it's okay to be mad, angry, sad, um, confused. It just like nobody's really alone. And there's a lot of beauty in recognizing that sometimes.
Yeah. Um, Ethan, I love you. I love your answers. Um, wow, it's beautiful. What would you say has been your favorite genre to write for?
Wow.
Right.
Um, hmm. Do you hear my dog barking by any chance?
Just a little.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
Maybe we can meet the cutie afterwards or something.
Maybe. I don't know. He's a big cutie. We'll see.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, that's right.
huge. Um, yeah, well, writing for genres, I don't know, my favorite to write for. I write a lot of, well, I don't really write with genre in mind, really. I think when I'm writing with somebody, I think there's a genre in mind.
Mhm.
But for myself, um, I don't really write for a particular genre because most of the time I don't really know what a song would hear or feel like by the end of it. Um, that's usually a decision that I make when I want to record it or release it.
Yeah.
Um,
After you hear it, you're like, oh, okay, this sounds like blah blah blah. So this is
yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah. But I'd say the genre that I write most for in terms of myself seems to be like acoustic rock or like, you know, adult pop or whatever, something like that.
What is adult pop?
Like like think Adele. Like
Mm,
she's not exactly pop, but she's still on pop radio.
mm,
I'd call that like contemporary adult pop. I think so.
I love that. We love Adele.
We love Adele. Oh my God.
Yes. Um, if you weren't a music artist, what would you be?
Ooh, uh, probably a teacher or like a therapist.
Ooh, I feel you would be a great therapist.
Thank you.
You'd kill it. Um, what are three other places? You've worked at the Troubadour, you performed there,
Yeah.
the Mint,
Mhm.
and other places.
Yeah.
What are three other places? Three more places you would like to perform at?
That I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
I think my dream venue off the top of my head is Red Rocks in Colorado. It is the most beautiful outdoor venue. It is so pretty over there. I want to play a show there so bad. Um, Red Rocks is definitely my number one. Um,
Okay.
I really do want to play also at the Hollywood Bowl. That's been a really like
Mm.
a meaningful spot for me. I've seen a lot of my favorite artists there. Um, hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, there is a temple I think in Athens, Greece that you could like perform there. I've heard like big artists have performed there. I'd love to play at, like an amphitheater like that too, just because it's so much history surrounding me and I'm just playing my music.
That would
Uh,
be a lot of
I forgot what
fun.
it's called. I don't know what it's called. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't want to be wrong. I'm gonna look this up really quick.
Okay. While
Mm,
you look it up, I want to do a question that I would love to ask
yes.
you guests.
Okay.
Who is your current celeb crush?
Oh, since being in a committed relationship, I don't have like
Oh,
a celebrity crush.
true.
Um,
I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
eh, no, I think no, there are some men that my boyfriend and I agree are attractive. So I don't think it'd be too bad. Um, mm, why can't I think of any? I really can't think of any. I don't think I have one.
What's the name of the place?
Oh, the Odeon. It's the Odeon. The Odeon. Yes,
Sounds pretty cool. Odeon. That's also like a pretty sick name.
it is really cool.
Um, um, well, I think I might have one more question for you.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to think really, really hard.
Okay.
Prepare yourself for the best and for the worst, okay?
Oh, okay.
What is one question that you've always wanted to be asked as an artist that no one has ever asked you?
Um, this is a great question. Oh my God. Okay. Um,
What is one question that you've always wanted to be asked that no one has ever asked you? It's a very complex question.
it is. It is. Hmm. I think I would like to be asked, um, what is it like being a songwriter? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you answer it?
I think, see, now this is just harder. Um, the thing about being a songwriter is that like you have to prepare yourself to be in tune with your emotions, and to be good at telling a story with it. Um, and it's being a songwriter is like I learned so much about myself and the craft of songwriting, um, that I don't know, I feel like I'm a better and new person every time I write another song. So, um, I don't know. That's about as deep as I can answer that question because I need to think so much harder about it.
Well, thank you for your question, and thank you so much for your time, Ethan. It has
Thank
been a
you.
true pleasure. And make sure you check out the up and coming icon, Mr. Ethan Aragon. Mm-hmm. Yes, you will be hearing and seeing more of him as he has performed at many iconic places as your favorite musical legends. Okay, well, thank you so much for spending time with the Lele Times. I'm Leatha. This is Ethan.
I
And we'll see you next time. Mwah.